Dear students, today we have to study graphite. What actually does graphite is? Graphite is an electrophic form of the carbon that we had studied the diamond. In case of diamond, we had studied the structure, function and properties of the diamond. Today we have to study one more, that is called as graphite. What graphite actually is? Graphite is in a carbon compound. It is in a carbon compound which found in the nature in an abundant form. So here first we have to study the structure of the graphite. What is the structure of the graphite? Graphite is electrophic form of the carbon, which is grayish black substances, which is different from the diamond. In graphite, each carbon atom is linked to the other three atoms in a same plane, forming the hexagonal structure like ring. Here I will explain you what does this structure means. So hence we will take, there is one carbon atom which is of the diamond graphite, and each graphite atom is linked with the other three carbon atoms through a weak van der Waals forces. That is the one hydrogen atom, that is in another hydrogen atom, that is in a third one hydrogen. What is the fourth? This is in a free state. This free state gives him a unique structure. What does unique structure is? That the structure is a hexagonal structure. One thing. Second thing, I will explain you here the difference between diamond and the graphite is that in case of diamond, what actually here is, the each carbon atom is linked with the other four hydrogen bonds with strong van der Waals forces. There is not any free substances. Because of this structure, it is hard, it is rigid, it is bad conductor of heat and electricity. So reverse happens there. Because of this free electron, because of this valence electron, one electron which is free, this freeness will give him softness. So graphite is a soft. It is not rigid, it is soft substance. It is not hard, it is soft. What happens to the other property, bad conductor? That is in a good conductor of heat and electricity. It will conduct heat and electricity and passes electricity to pass through them. In case of the diamond, the density is high. In case of the graphite, density is low. Density is low. Its density is equal to 2.22 gram cubic. This is a soft substance because each atom is linked with the other atom through a weak van der Waals forces, not through a strong van der Waals forces. This shows total reflection. The light falls on the diamond, it shows the total reflection. Because of this, it is reflective in nature. It is shiny substances used in gems and jewelries. So in case of graphite, it is dull in appearances. It is dark grayish substance which is used in our electrodes and pencils. And so because of this dullness, hence it is grayish black substances. Which substance? Graphite is a grayish black substances. So graphite is used as a lubricant, either solid or in the liquid form. Lubricant means it is used to create energy to run the engines. So used in a heavy machineries to operate is the high temperature. It is used in a black carbon papers. Copy carbon papers are made up of graphite. It is used for making cores of leads and pencils. It is used for making electrodes for dry cells and accessories. So here I will explain you one thing, that what is it. I will here also give you some differences between graphite and the diamond. There is a graphite and hence there is a diamond. Let's suppose it is soft and where diamond is a hard. It is having low density. It is having, diamond is having high density. It is good conductor of heat and electricity. It is bad conductor of heat and electricity. It is grayish black in color. It is total reflective and shiny substances. It is used in pencils and electrodes, battery electrodes. It is used in gems and jewelries. So hence here I had completed diamond and graphite with their structure their functions and their physical properties. One more third recent form of the graphite carbon is Buckminster's fluorine. What actually does this mean is, this is a new form of carbon. Buckminster's fluorine, which is formula is C60. C60 means here 60 carbon atoms are arranged in such a form, it will form a buckyball, or you can call it as a volleyball. So it is also called as a buckyball or C60. Its properties are in between diamond and graphite. When we burn it in the presence of oxygen, it will give us carbon dioxide. This is a recent discovery. There is nothing more much than this that I had explained you. It is structure, it is an C60 carbon atoms which are arranged in an interlocking system and forms the hexagonal and pentagonal structure, and 20 hexagonal and 20 pentagon of the carbon atoms in one molecules. There are 20 hexagonals and 12 pentagonals. This thing you have to remember from the objective examination point of view. So these are the examples of this is in a buckyball, so it is called as C60 carbon atom. This, students, that we are studying carbon and its compound, this chapter is of great importance, because this chapter is consisting of very important and good type of questions, which will also boost your knowledge in case of chemistry, and also will give you the good marks in your main examination. So next topic we have to study, what do you mean by organic compounds? Give it its types and state and explain hydrocarbons. What are organic compounds? Question is organic compounds. Organic compounds. Organic compounds. And state and explain hydrocarbon. What are hydrocarbons? Give it its types. This question is very important. Types with examples and examples. Students, be attentive and listen what I am teaching you. Organic compounds. What does organic compounds? Organic compounds are those compounds which are derived from the living things. Consists of compounds of carbon, usually hydrogen, and one more other element like oxygen. Usually consists of, you have to remember, it is derived from the living things. We will extract this organic compounds from the living things, and it consists of carbon, hydrogen, and other compounds like oxygen, sulfur, halogens, and phosphorus. These are the other compounds which they consist of. So the branch of science which deals with the organic compounds, their structure, function, and their properties is known as organic chemistry. Here you have to remember this thing, that organic compounds are those which are derived from the living things, which consists of carbon, hydrogen, and the other elements of oxygen, sulfur, halogen, and phosphorus. So on the basis of this, there are different important type of the organic compounds. One are called as hydrocarbons. One is hydrocarbon compounds. And another type, that is alcohols. You have to remember this thing, alcohols. And then haloalkanes. Then these are aldehydes. Then there are ketones. Then there are carboxylic acids. So students, in class 10th, you, according to your board syllabus, you have to study only one part, that is called as hydrocarbon compounds. So you have to study this question, what are hydrocarbon compounds? hydrocarbon compounds. You have also given it as types, forms, shapes, structures, and function. What hydrocarbon compounds actually are? Those organic compounds which are made up of hydrogen plus carbon. Simple. You can get its definition from the question that what are hydrocarbons? Hydrocarbons are those organic compounds which are made up of hydrogen and carbon are known as hydrocarbon. Both hydrogen and carbons are the essential compounds which are present in the hydrocarbons, and they are called as, so then why they are called as hydrocarbons? Because one compound, if we will take 1:1 ratio, then 1 is 1% of the hydrogen and 1% of the carbon. Let's suppose like that. For example, I will mention some examples of the hydrocarbon compounds. That is methane, CH4. There are one carbon atom and 4 hydrogen atom. Ethane, C2H6. There are 2 carbon atom and 6 hydrogen atoms. So ratio is like that. Beside this, there are also petroleum is naturally occurring hydrocarbon. If you all will be asked, examiner will ask you which one of the following are given is the natural hydrocarbon, you can answer petroleum is a natural occurring hydrocarbon compound. Last student, I will explain here you the types of hydrocarbon compounds. Very important types. So there are 2 types of hydrocarbon. One is saturated hydrocarbon compounds are those in which carbon and hydrogen and carbon are linked together, in which carbon and hydrogen atoms are linked together with the single bond. There is single bond in between carbon and hydrogen. Those organic compounds, those hydrocarbon compounds which are having only single bond in between carbon and hydrogen, they are called as saturated hydrocarbon compounds. I will explain here you the general formula for this saturated hydrocarbon compound. They are also called as alkanes. Here alkanes means means single bond. I will also explain you in further topic single bond. I will explain the general formula representing these compounds are CnH twice N plus 2. So this is the nth number of carbon present in here. There is the nth number of multiplying with the n number of the hydrogen atoms. Then there are plus 2 means we can add more hydrogen atoms to it. So that I will give you the example which will show, I will give you the structural example which will explain you the single bonding. We will take the example of methane. The formula of the methane is CH4. Simple. So here C is linked with the 4 hydrogen atoms. This structure is called as methaneous structure. So what I will be going to explain you here, I will explain you this is the bond. The structure here is single. This bond is single bond. So saturated hydrocarbon compounds are those hydrocarbon compounds there is a single bond in between their carbon atoms, though they are also called as alkanes. So what is the next? Next is the unsaturated hydrocarbon compounds. So unsaturated hydrocarbon compounds are those which consist of 2 types of bond. They contain double bond, they will contain triple bond. What double bond means? There is a double bond in between carbon atom. There is a triple bond in between carbon atoms. Double bonds are known as alkenes, while triple bonds known as alkynes. So we will give him the electronic structural formula. I will explain you. I will give you here explanation that this C double bond CH2 H2, this is what? we called it as ethene. So here in case of alkene, C triple bond CH, this is called as ethine. So here ine and here E, here in this case there is N. This is the major difference in between alkene, alkyne and alkynes. So I will also explain you once more that hydrocarbons are those hydrocarbon organic compounds which consists of hydrogen and carbon atom in their structural atoms and their functional form. In their structural as well as in their functional form, it is in a branch of organic compound which is made up of hydrogen and carbon. Simply you can write in the examination, hydrocarbons are those organic compounds which are made up of hydrogen and carbon are known as hydrocarbons. So there are two types of hydrocarbon atoms. One is called as the saturated and others are called as unsaturated. Saturated are those in which only single bond is present in between their carbon-carbon atoms. So I had also explained it here in the structure of this, and here they are also called as alkenes and their general formula is CnH2n plus 2. So they are, the next one is called as, so the unsaturated hydrocarbons. Unsaturated are those in which there is a double bond in between carbon atoms, and the if double bond is present, then we will represent them then alkenes. In generally we will call them as alkenes. If we will give them a structural form like ethane, two carbon compounds meth, eth, so they are called as ethanes. So in general form they are called as alkynes. If triple bond is present between in their structure and nomenclature form, we will choose any compound or element, we will give him as a name. Here we have structured ethane, so we will change it as ethyne. So why? Because there is a triple bond in between the carbon atoms. Their general formula is CnH2n. So this is an important question from your examination point of view. Inshallah, I will come very soon in the next chapter. In the next question, I will explain you how the nomenclature of the organic compounds will be given to them and how we will deal while giving name to any compound or any chemical substances. So stay at home, stay safe, work hard. Allah bless you.